Hello, everyone. Welcome to a Divine Masculine reading today. This is for your Divine Masculine. It is a reading for Divine Masculine's perspective. And I do hope you enjoy it. I hope you guys have had an incredible weekend. And I thank you for being here today to witness and watch this reading. I really love doing these for you guys. I know that if you guys are here, you have a lot of questions and you are seekers on your twin flame journey and your spiritual journey, and that you have met this person that has served as an incredible catalyst in your life and awakened you to your true nature and caused you to embark on this journey back to the center and the truth of who you really are. And for those reasons, we are always thankful for our divine masculines, and for many other reasons as well. But sometimes divine masculine can be a little bit of a pain in our butts too, because that is all part of the process and the role that divine masculine plays in our awakening. They can really stir things up in our life and cause a lot of chaos. But really, honestly, the truth of it is they do this because it helps us to recognize that we are the creators of our reality by what we give our attention to. We shape our reality through what we give our attention to. So our divine masculines ignite a process or initiate a process that starts us on our journey of awakening. And that usually involves something that people in the twin flame community want to call the bubble love phase. And then it is followed by a dark night of the soul. Now, the dark night of the soul is oftentimes try to think of the dark night of the soul as an initiation rather than the torturous experience that it seems to be. But instead, look at it as an initiation, kind of like when a phoenix burns and turns to ashes, and then out of the ashes, the phoenix rises transformed, more powerful, new, and in the fullness and the beauty and the majestic form that it was always meant to be. So dark night of the soul is like that. It sometimes, for some of us, it can be just a couple of months. For others, it can sometimes be a process that lasts for years and years and years. Now, some people that have not met their twin flame can still go through an awakening and a dark night of the soul, like Eckhart Tolle. He has gone through an awakening and he went through a dark night of the soul that ignited all of this for him. So just because someone hasn't met their twin does not mean that they will not go through an awakening. Twin flames are one way that we can go through an awakening in this realm or in this world, and it's by meeting them. How that's determined, why the soul will choose one over the other, I don't know. I don't have that answer, at least not yet. But I know that there are other ways besides the twin flames that people can go through the awakening process. I've met people that have gone through it, but they'll still experience a dark night of the soul. And for some of those people, it seems almost as if the dark night of the soul for them can take even longer. It can last even longer because sometimes it's through years and years of depression or, difficulties, life tragedies, series of loss in their lives that can create the circumstances for that dark night of the soul, that initiation process that starts that self-actualization experience that we go through in order to achieve enlightenment. Now, enlightenment is not something that happens and then all of a sudden you're just like enlightened and that's like the end of the story. It is a continuing process as well. There's no moment in time that the soul does not continue to experience growth. There's not. They're always going to experience growth no matter what. But I just dropped one. I better grab that card. It's jumping out. It must be a necessary part of this reading today. But you're always going to be continuing to ascend. So enlightenment is more, think of it more of like you were asleep and now you're awake. You were not aware and now you're aware. You thought you were just human. Now you realize that you're something much more divine and eternal. Kind of think of it like that. And then the initiation process of that brings you to that place of enlightenment. And then that growth just expands. All right, so let's jump into this reading today and see what's going on with our Mr. Masculine, the bringer of all of these things that we just discussed here. All right, 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck today. Pretty little kitty in the reeds right there with the sun coming up through. Looks like it's either a sunset or a sunrise, depending on how you look at it. So, put this over here with our 11 for the twins. The overall for the reading today with this at the bottom of the deck is boundaries. Divine Masculine is experiencing some kind of a lesson around boundaries. It could be that they need to establish their own and assert their own boundaries, or they're learning that maybe they shouldn't cross other people's boundaries. Maybe they have a tendency to not always be super respectful or know when to stop or, how to treat others. Or it could be that people have treated them this way before in the past and they're currently dealing with something like this and they're learning to assert their own boundaries in order to say, hey, no, enough is enough. And it could be even a mixture of both, honestly. We all seem to need to learn lessons about boundaries at different points in time in our life. It looks like in recent past, Divine Masculine has dealt with a lot of legal issues. Maybe they've gone through a divorce and it's been a very difficult divorce. Maybe they've, had some circumstances or some things in their life that have ended up causing them to be in some legal trouble. Maybe they've had to really get involved with suing someone for their own boundaries and their own issues with whatever the circumstances are. And the whole process has been extraordinarily draining and traumatic for Divine Masculine. Oftentimes they feel like they're not getting the news surrounding these situations that they really want. And they feel oftentimes that the situations that they are facing as a result are not really fair. And so they're wondering why these things continue to keep happening to them. Now, in recent past, Divine Masculine may have had a career that took them away from the home a lot. Looks like they were probably an international traveler, someone who went back and forth between the country that they live in and another country, or they had to cross borders somehow, which led them to a lot of adventures. But at one point in time, somehow or another, and it looks like it's probably as a result, like, or maybe these legal troubles that they've had to deal with are a result of some pretty serious betrayals that they've had to experience in their karmic situation. Some very, very difficult lessons and hard realities for Divine Masculine to face. They are a leader and they are highly intelligent and very well adapted to that role. But they have definitely dealt with some very difficult situations that they really didn't know how to handle. They just didn't know how to interpret them and move forward. It was outside of the realm of what they were used to, in this particular world of business. And, this is what they were used to. This is how they knew how to deal with this kind of stuff. And they felt like very accomplished. They felt like they had really reached certain heights in their life that they had always wanted to achieve. And then all of a sudden, some things happened, and that came crumbling down. It looks like they got too comfortable. Right here with the Seven of Swords, they got too comfortable in that situation and didn't see it coming. They just didn't see it coming. And then the betrayal, maybe somebody appeared to be one thing, but in actuality, they were something else. And it really took Divine Masculine outside of that comfort zone and it really forced the Divine Masculine's hand. And this is probably what has thrown Divine Masculine into these legal lawsuits and feeling like they really need to assert their boundaries because their boundaries have been crossed. So it's looking to me from reading this that it's Divine Masculine who's needing to really assert their boundaries and say, hey, this is not okay. I'm not okay with what's happened, and I'm not okay with the betrayals that I've had to face, and I need to stick up for myself. In past, Divine Feminine, it looks like Divine Masculine saw you as a very nurturing and loving and supportive person. You made Divine Masculine feel something that they had gone without for a very, very long time. There was a love and an acceptance and an attraction toward you that really made Divine Masculine feel really, really good. So they were extraordinarily attracted to you because you came at a time in their life where they were dealing with a lot of stuff. And so the problem is that even though Divine Masculine felt these things toward you, they were just not really at a place in their life where they could see it going anywhere further than where it was at that time. They didn't have the ability to see a future with it. It was like, this is amazing, this is wonderful, I don't want to be away from it. I can't help myself but gravitate toward this person. But at the same time, with all of the things that I have going on in my life and all of the issues and the things that I'm dealing with, how can I ever pursue any kind of a relationship with this person? They felt like it was something that was either not meant to be or so far off in the future because they just are not able to give you what they feel that you actually would deserve. It felt that there were blocks in between any kind of a relationship developing further than what it was at that time. Recently, it looks like Divine Masculine has basically kind of stepped away out of your life, Divine Feminine. They have taken off and decided that they needed to just walk away from the situation. The pressures and the weight of all of the things that they have been dealing with were just too much, and the added, like the added, it's not that you're a hindrance in divine masculine's life. It's not that at all. And it's not that you were a problem. It's more that divine masculine did not feel that they had the ability to give you the time and the attention that you need and deserve, and that you're maybe a distraction from what they think they need to be focusing on. Divine masculine has not gone through an awakening yet and doesn't realize that what they give their attention to, they create more of. And so they're so focused on all this drama, they keep creating more and more of it, and then turning away from what really does serve them well, which is the nurturing and kind and loving relationship that they have had with you. And, rather than spending their attention growing that, they're still over here dealing with this. And that's okay. This is unresolved issues that are part of divine masculine's journey that they need to go through in order to learn the lessons that they need to. Everything happens in divine timing feminine, or divine timing, divine feminine. So it's not that divine masculine is making the wrong decisions by choosing to do what they're doing. Because what's right for you and divine masculine, being that you are so connected at the level of the soul, is that, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? Whatever's happening with them is also happening at the same time for the right reasons for you. Now, your journey and divine masculine's journey are not going to look the same. And so, what's happening in your life and the reason why you need this time, the reason why you need this time alone isn't going to look the same as them. So don't look at why divine masculine is doing it and judge it at all. Instead, look at, okay, well, if divine masculine is needing this time by themselves, then obviously I am too. What is it that I need to be looking at? Focus and turn that journey, that attention around on you, not on divine masculine. When you're focused on divine masculine, you're not doing the things that you need to be doing for you, and they're focused on anything but you. So instead, you focus on yourself. And when you make yourself your number one priority, divine masculine will turn around and make you a number one priority. That's just the way that it works. But when I say that, I want to make sure, I just need to clarify this. It doesn't necessarily mean that divine masculine is going to show up for you in the way that your mind thinks that they should. Like what your mind thinks and your old programming, thinks that, that the divine masculine should show up a certain way for you, and that would mean that they're giving you the right kind of attention. I want you to turn away from those old paradigms, those old ways of thinking, and instead look on the new things, which is focusing on yourself, your spiritual journey, knowing your personal growth, and that path is where you need to keep your attention and focus always, no matter what divine masculine is doing. Whether they're paying attention to you or not paying attention to you, you need to really make this about you, because you are the creator of your own experience, regardless of outside circumstances. And it looks like right now, divine masculine is facing his own inner duality. What is balance and harmony? What is a healthy perspective and lifestyle versus stagnant, old, destructive patterns that do not serve them well? You can see that right here, like this right here with the Magician in reverse. It's negativity, it's stagnance, it's chaos, it's destruction. And then over here with Temperance, you have balance, harmony. And you could just see the discord in this card and the, harmony and the flow of this card. And divine masculine is having to really look at this and go, okay, well, if it's about where I put my attention and my energy, they're just like discovering this. It's just starting to happen for them. If I put my attention and energy over here, then all of a sudden I get more of this. But if I put my attention and energy over here, then I get more of this. So divine masculine is starting to see that they have some control over how things are showing up in their life. But this is new to divine masculine. These are new concepts. They have felt very much a victim of their experience and their reality. They've felt like a victim to others. They've felt like a victim to life, and haven't been able to see their own creative power within it, which means, yeah, you have to take responsibility for the things that got you there. But the beauty of it is that once you do, then you realize that you have this power, this incredible power to be able to create the life that you actually want. And so this is really a huge, huge leveling up for Divine Masculine. Toward you, Divine Feminine, right now, there's a whole lot of Divine Masculine just feeling like, wow, I cannot talk to Divine Feminine. I cannot be around Divine Feminine. And they're not even exactly sure why. They're just like, there's a longing, a deep longing for this familiar connection and this feeling of acceptance and love that they have had when they've been around you. But something inside of them is like, no, I cannot be around them right now. And so it's this weird feeling of like, wow, I really want to be around this person, yet at the same time, I cannot be around this person. I need to just stay away. And so it's a very instinctual experience for Divine Masculine. There's something inside of them that is guiding them to spend more time in solitude. And this is probably partially in order to protect you, Divine Feminine, to keep you from having to experience any of the stresses and the anxieties that would arise from being around Divine Masculine when he's in this energy. He knows it, and your soul knows it. Your mind might try to tell you like, oh, no, I want to deal with that. But yeah, Divine Masculine knows that right now is just not the right time to be around you. He really would prefer, well, again, he or she, Divine Masculine can be male or female. It all depends on the dynamics of the relationship that you're in. If you're in a female-female relationship, one of you can be Divine Masculine, one of you can be Divine Feminine, and male, same thing. So, and then also you can be the Divine Feminine and be a male, and your Divine Masculine can be a female. I just want to point that out because sometimes I say he and she, but it's not really about gender. And so I just want to clarify that. It's about positive and negative polarity. Divine Feminine is the positive. Divine Masculine is the negative. And in some of my other readings, I've explained why that's different. Like why Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine are not really good examples of the twin flame energy dynamic. It's much better and much easier to understand when you think of it in terms of positive and negative polarity, because spiritually speaking, typically the feminine energy because we all have masculine and feminine within us. The feminine energy is considered the receptive or the negative, and the masculine is the positive and the generative. And so in the twin flame dynamic, it really just messes everybody up to think of Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. So think of it more as negative and positive, which you, if you're here and you're going through the spiritual awakening, are most likely the positive polarity twin flame. Divine Masculine is still dealing with the heartbreak of most likely some type of a divorce situation. They're either currently going through a divorce or they've been through a divorce, and that's what's created a lot of this discord in Divine Masculine's life, having to deal with, all kinds of legal issues, maybe child custody issues, feelings of rejection, feelings of loss. These things have been very traumatic on Divine Masculine, and it's caused them to go into such a depression. And so I do see that all of these things are still going to be hanging over Divine Masculine's head for a period of time into the near future. This is not something that you just wake up one morning and you're like over it, right? These are life circumstances that the momentum has been created around them for such a long time. It's like trying to, stop a car when it's already going 70 or 80 miles an hour. If you just stop it abruptly, it's like hitting a brick wall. It could kill you. it takes time to slow down something that's already gained so much momentum and then redirect it and turn it in another direction. And so Divine Masculine is doing that through all of these circumstances. They are learning the lessons that life is presenting to them in order for their spiritual growth. But it's going to continue on into the future for a period of time. In the near future, toward this karmic situation, Divine Masculine is going to be able to resolve and navigate their way through this excruciatingly painful situation that they've had to deal with. It's going to birth new creative ideas, a new direction in life. It's going to bring new people and new beginnings and new experiences to Divine Masculine that they didn't even know were possible before. And this breakdown of everything that's happened is going to give Divine Masculine an ability to be able to appreciate those good things in life in a way that they never could before. And so sometimes the difficulties that we go through in life are exactly the things that give us the ability to be able to appreciate things at a level that others just are not able to yet. And so the darkness in our lives often ends up serving the light. It illuminates the light. Darkness only exists to illuminate the light. The light is what is all that really actually exists. The darkness is an illusion, but it illuminates and makes the light just so vibrant and to stand out. And so that's what's been going on with Divine Masculine. Or that's what's going to be going on, going to be going on with Divine Masculine. If you have not already, please like and subscribe. We're a new channel, and your likes and subscriptions go a long, long way, and we very much appreciate them. Divine Masculine toward you in the near future is going to feel like they need to take some swift actions toward change in order to be able to position themselves to be in a place in life where they can pursue the kind of relationship that they know they could have with someone like you. And you are the springboard for that. The experiences that they have had with you in the past. You may not know this, Divine Feminine, but they are the inspiration behind so much of why Divine Masculine has done what they have done. And there's such a deep appreciation and deep level of gratitude that they have for you, Divine Feminine, that they just have not known how to express to you. They have not had the ability, the means, the time, and the insight to be able to express that to you up until this time. So this is what this is all moving towards. This Divine Masculine is going to be coming into their own and really understanding the connection between the two of you and why it all happened. Regardless of how this develops for you, both you and Divine Masculine are going to get the clarity that you need to know why everything has happened the way that it's happened. Your journeys are so unique, Divine Feminine. None of them are the same. You and Divine Masculine will never have the journey that's going to look like anyone else's. It's always going to look a little bit different for all of us. We're all different. How this journey reveals itself to us is always going to look a little different, which is why it's by design. It has to be that way. Because if we knew, or we could go and read some book or, talk to some person, find some guru or some mentor that could tell us exactly how our journey was going to be, or if we could just listen to a tarot reading and know exactly how everything was going to happen, we would never have to go within. We would never be forced to go within, and that's the whole point of this journey, is to find the answers inside of yourself. So please remember that, Divine Feminine. The answers that you seek outside of you are laying in a place that most people never even think to look. And that's inside of you. And the journey that you're on right now is constantly pointing you to go back within and to find those answers through your own internal guidance system, through your emotional guidance system, through your inner compass, in your true north, your heart, where answers to everything in the universe can be found. All right, here is our oracle card for today. It's creative expression. Creative expression, and this is my twin flame ascension deck, my twin flame oracle ascension deck. So 5-5, the electric creative expression. Let's see what this says. All right, the electric creative expression. Your creative forces are being activated by your femininity and are ready for expression. This provides empathy and compassion for yourself and others. When the electric card appears, it's an indication that you are aligning with your inner feminine capacity to embody love, joy, and peace, which enhances your creativity. Letting go of logic helps you to shift into your heart so you can tap into your creative flow. This ignites your primal power, the real and raw parts of who you are. Making a conscious connection with your intuition enhances your ability to trust your journey. Alignment with the magical mysteries of the universe allows creativity to flow with ease and grace. This card suggests that you focus on unlocking your hidden feminine qualities, tapping into your emotions and following your feelings. Excuse me, I've got a little bit cold. Tapping into your emotions and following your feelings helps you integrate with deeper parts of yourself. As you open up to receiving love, it welcomes support from others, including your divine counterpart, who will energetically amplify your capability to access your ancient wisdom. This is a card that was meant for the both of you. The feminine energy that I spoke about that's inside of all of us is inside your divine masculine as well. And all of the difficulties that divine masculine has experienced are happening in order to create the flow of love and energy, because love is both generative and receptive. It is like the life force that's within all of us. It's what, that backflow return of energy. It creates and then it comes back, and then it creates and it comes back. And it is the positive and negative polarities that we see, in energy and in magnetism. So divine masculine's divine feminine side is awakening, and they're realizing their creative power, like I said over here, to be able to let go of the things that don't serve them and to be able to create the life that they want. And this is all happening as a result of the connection between the two of you. And you, divine feminine, by letting things happen and just trusting your journey, trusting the soul, the twin flame within you, which is the twin flame, the true twin flame, you're facilitating this because you're doing it for yourself. So this card is for both you and for divine masculine. Focus on yourself, trust your journey, and know that things are moving in the direction that they need to all the time. There's not anything you need to do other than just be present and be in your own creative love, because you're the one who creates the love you experience. So don't cut yourself off to that. Okay? I love you guys. I hope this reading resonated with you, and I will see you all tomorrow.